Hello again, my lovelies. I hope you're looking forward to today's project, because I know I am. I got another fun mountain pour project for you. Last week we did cold process salt bars. Well, I had a ton of emails and messages from you guys asking me to do a melt and pour salt bar. This has been a tricky little thing for a lot of you guys to do, because melt and pour acts very differently with salt from cold process. So I've done a lot of little research, and I've checked out a few different blogs about it. I've asked some melt and pour soapers lots of questions, and I've got some answers for you. Now, one of the things for sure, do not use dead sea salt. Do not use Epsom salts. They will sweep through your soap just like they do on cold process. You want pure sea salt or even regular salt. I personally recommend sea salt. It's the best for the skin. It remineralizes. It brings all kinds of great yummy things to your skin, and it's worth it. And it looks fabulous. I personally have 2 grains of salt. I have a fine grain sea salt. You can buy this at any grocery store. And I also have a coarse grain sea salt. So I'm only going to use a little bit of this, more for the decoration appeal at the top of the bar. And the bulk of my salt is going to be the fine sea salt. You don't want it to be too scratchy and uncomfortable to use. So the finer does work better for that. Now, there's also the problem of adding salt to melt and pour. It immediately seizes up and becomes really hard to work with and goopy and starts almost like it's cooling down. So what we're going to do is a trick I learned from one of my mountain pour soaper friends. She said we're going to put the salt in stages as we pour. So that's what we're going to play with today. So we're going to do a bright pink fun summer salt bar soap. Ha! Say that 10 times fast. So I have the same mold that I used last week. See? This is great because I can do the salt in the bottom. You'll be able to see all the colors and layers that we're going to do. It's going to be fabulous. But you can use any of your molds. I just really like this one. It gives me 3 hefty size, full size bars. And they fit great in the hand. It's easy to get out. Now, a trick for those that have difficulty getting their soaps out. A little bit of oil. A little bit of spray. I'm going to go like that. And then I'm going to take a paper towel, and I'm going to swish it around. You don't want too much oil left over, but you want enough that it keeps it from sticking in those corners, and it'll release easy. Okay, so there we go. So I have Nature's Garden's SLS detergent-free clear soap. I like this as my main base just because I can do so much with it. But they have some fabulous milk, goat's milk, shea butter, oatmeal, honey, all kinds of bases. So really check it out. Get whatever you like. I like this one. But what can I say? So we're going to chunk it up. Going to put these in 2 different containers. I'm only going to do a portion in this one. I want to do a white base. So I'm going to add a little titanium dioxide to this one. A bit more. And then the rest I'll throw in here for my pink. Get those melting. You're going to want to do it in short bursts in your microwave. If you do it for too long, at too strong of a time, you're going to end up burning your soap, and you don't want to do that. So short 30-second, 40-second bursts until it's all melted. And we'll be back. Okay, so my soap has melted. And I have here the Diamond Dust Mica. This is also blended with a bit of titanium dioxide. So you can just use the straight mica itself and you're going to get a white. So I'm going to color this just with my Diamond Dust because I want that pretty shimmery look. Doesn't take a whole lot. And we're going to give this a stir. And I'm going to add a bit of my fragrance. Today I am using a blend of Hard Rock Candy and lavender. That smells so good. Alright. I'm going to set this to the side. That's going to be for the last part. For this part, I'm going to add my fragrance now. And I'm going to add my pink. Just a drop. I really don't want this too bad. I want that color. Woo! Look at that. It doesn't take much in Melt and Pour. Oh, that's gorgeous. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to bring over my mold. I'm going to give it a spritz with rubbing alcohol. Okay. Now I'm going to pour in a little bit in the bottom of each one. This is just to kind of get it started. Okay, I'm going to give it a spritz, spritz, spritz. Now I'm going to take some of that coarse sea salt and I'm going to sprinkle some in here. And this way I've got a little bit more control over the design and how I want to see it. There we go. And I don't have to worry about my Melt and Pour setting up while I'm still mixing it. Go. There we go. Pretty, 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 pretty. One more spritz. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to add in some more of my pink. There we go. Fabulous. That's the last of that. And now is when I'm going to come in with my fine grain sea salt. And I'm going to add it here. Now, if you go fast enough, you should be able to get this to start sinking in. You don't want to wait for it to get that skin, because then it's just going to float on the top. And however much salt you use is really going to be up to you and a personal preference. There we go. And now I'm going to push this in. Push it in, let some of that other soap get over it. There we go. Push in, push in. Don't worry about how it looks at this stage, because this is going to get covered anyway. Just try to get it all incorporated. There you go. Now I'm going to let this set up, and once it gets hard, I'm going to remelt my white, and we're going to pour the next layer. But for this part, I don't want it to go through into the pink, so I'm going to let this set up as it is on its own. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, so it's been long enough now that my soap has hardened. See, nice and firm. No problem with that. I've reheated my white. Now make sure you don't heat your soap so hot that it's going to melt this next layer. You just want it fluid enough to be moving around, okay? So we're going to do another good, really good spritz of the rubbing alcohol. Don't worry, all this evaporates out, so be liberal, okay? And here we go. Now mine looks like it's steaming a bit here, but that's just because it's really cold this morning, so it's reacting to my air. There we go. Lovely. Lovely. And now I'm going to take the last of my fine sea salt and sprinkle just a little bit in. You've got most of it in the bottom, or in the top, I should say, in the pink part. So you don't need a huge amount here, okay? And I'm going to just kind of smush that in a little bit. Give it one more spritz. And I'm going to let this set up, and I'm going to come back with a very fine, clear melt on top of this with no salt. Okay, so now this part has set up nice and firm again, see? Da, 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 da. And I've got the last of my melt and pour in here, and I'm going to actually change it to black. I decided instead of the clear, we're going to do black. I think it'll give a really nice contrast. So this is our last little layer. Oops. Come on. Come out. There we go. And it's got a little bit of leftover of that shimmer from the white in there, but that's actually pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to set this aside. Bring this forward. And again, I want you to spritz liberally. Don't be afraid. And our last pour. There we go. Awesome! One more spritz. Get all those bubbles out. Alright, there we go. And we will back when it's time to unmold. Okay, so they're nice and firm now, and we should be able to get them popped out. Now, there's a little trick. You don't want to just go jabbing in. You're going to end up destroying your mold and warping it. You just kind of want to apply firm pressure, but kind of roll around. There we go. And it should pop out. A little bit stuck there, but we can fix that. Firm. There we go. Rub it out, rub it out, rub it out. There we go. One more. And bam, there we go. There we are. And there's our beautiful salt bar. Look at those colors. See the layer of salt in there? Nice. How pretty is that? There you go, guys. Go get your salt bar on. Woohoo!